Okay, we are now officially under the bed. The bed is mounted on, so now it's time to connect all these wires. Um, excuse the echo, it's gonna sound kind of weird because we're gonna be filming most of the stuff down here. But as I showed you before, the only thing that we've done pretty much is feed the USB cable and the keyed on ignition through the floorboard. That's all we've done so far. And I figured, well, let's start recording because this might go pretty quick if everything falls into place. This should be pretty quick. So off the main harness, you come to your first bunch here, and then right now I just have these taped up. In here are the little plugs for the height sensors if you're running the 3H air ride suspension, but we are running the 3P, which is a pressure setting system. So they're just taped up in here, and then you follow this cord here, and then this long cable or cord is supposed to run to your battery up front in the engine bay. But we have a block right here off the side of the engine, off the side of the frame here, with an empty slot, so that's gonna go in there. And then you follow this up, and we got our first relay up here. Just self-tapped it into the bed here. So that's it for that. I mean, this plug here, we're gonna need to make some type of hole or something to get this guy up and through the bed. This is the one that connects to your manifold. So I am running a second compressor. I mean, its own cable, power cord. So we're gonna mount this guy in the same spot, opposite side. This guy's gonna live right here, and then we'll mount the wiring. We're just gonna run straight across here, alongside here, and then connect them both over here to our power. So I'll set you down real quick and put these things together, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Hang tight. Okay, let me get set up here, and I'll show you what we got going on. Kind of tight under here. Okay, so we got everything basically on this is the bed, just this little piece right here, and then I chopped off these two cables here are for your compressor. So these are going to be going up through the floor. My compressors are going to be mounted on the inside of the bed. This plug here is your manifold plug. That's also going to get ran up here. And this one here is for your secondary compressor. So everything is kind of put up here, tucked in out of the way, and then that's coming out of the floorboard to here, and then splits to there. And once we cycle the bags up and down and everything is working fine, then what I'm gonna do is chop off the remainder of that harness because it's way too long. That piece right there is the length that you would need if your battery was in the front. But I didn't want to cut it right now until I know that everything is working fine. and then it'll just be a means of cutting it right here and then wiring them together, and then that piece would just be extra. It's like 5 feet or 6 feet worth of wire, pretty much as much wire as you would need to go from here down and all the way across the frame and up is what we have left over. So it's no big deal. We'll have to make it work for now, and they get wired up together right here. That sends power to this side, so both compressors turn on at the same time. That harness is already put together. You just kind of have to put it wherever you want it to go, pretty much. It comes pre-wired, pre-loomed, heat shrunk, and everything. So really, really nice, convenient setup for sure. So this took, I don't know, an hour and a half. Just because I wanted everything to be, in the same spot and everything. But simple. And then I just got my power right there. So, and then the ground, you got your grounds right here. So now it's time to get up on top, make some holes, and start running some of these wires through the bed and start connecting this tank and compressors. So let's get up there. A lot better than down here for sure. Well, it's getting a little dark out here now. I got my light. But let me show you where we're at. I did start, but just the basic stuff. Kind of went online and looked up a couple different pictures, trying to get an idea of what I want. And let me show you what we got. I got kind of a mess over here, guys. Sorry, but kind of going back and forth, different ideas. But let me get this set up real quick. Let me grab this tank, and I'll bring you guys right back really quick. Okay. So, I think I have my phone upside down. Nope. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna go with the tank like this. I went with 90 elbows on the sides, and then this particular tank, it's just one of those universal tanks that this one came from Air Max. It's a Air Max kit, and it's from AIRLIFT, but their tank and the compressors are from Air Max. So, but anyways, this particular tank has 2 ports in the front, which I'm not going to use. Those are blocked off. And then it has 2 larger ports. I think they're 1/2-inch ports in the back and 3/8 ports in the front. And we're going to go with the water separator filter here. And then we're going to go down. We're going to go under the tank. We're going to come up into the manifold for clean air into the manifold. And then we're going to be running 2 compressors. So I'm going to have one right about so. Something like that. And then just imagine one on the opposite side, and then our manifold right here in the center. And then we're going to be running these right here. Forgot their name, but it's pretty much to run a hose like through the floorboard. So drill a hole, and then this goes in there, and then you tighten it up and sandwiches the bed. And then we're going to go from the manifold into here, and on the bottom from here to the bags. So that's what I think, and up to now I think I'm still gonna run with that plan. I'm gonna sleep on it, and tomorrow will be another day, guys. So that's as far as I got today. It is getting a little dark, but stay tuned, come back, and we'll be tying this thing in together. One thing that I did notice is this doesn't look straight to me. So that might be cross-threaded, or that little nipple is welded crooked, and it's, maybe it's threaded in there right, but it's not level. I don't know. I really hope it's not cross-threaded, because that's gonna be a bummer. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, guys. Catch you guys on the flip side. This is beautiful late start. This beautiful morning, and we are getting much closer when you start getting this thing set up. Took a little trip to the hardware store, pick up some miscellaneous nuts and bolts, stuff that we'll need. This kit did come with bolts, but I don't know if you guys remember or not, but if you go through, one of my older videos, when I bought this kit, we also bought a puppy. Not this one, it's in the back somewhere. Bought a husky puppy, and that puppy actually got through the box and tore up a bunch of stuff that was in there. So there's a lot of stuff missing. Some stuff he probably ate. Some stuff, we just had to throw away. So the nuts and bolts, I have no idea where it's at. So either way, I went to go buy my own. This is where we're gonna mount the tank. So I decided we're just gonna run with it. I like the look, and our little bracket came in for our AIRLIFT 3P. I got that off of Amazon. I think it was $25, something like that. Just something, because you can mount that to the floor. Obviously, that's just personal preference, some looks, and kind of just have it mocked up where it's gonna be. But one thing that I just noticed is the tank is actually, it's off center, because I was going off of the ridges, and where the tank is gonna mount right now, it's sitting on top of these, and the center of it is actually about a little bit over, but that's okay. We're gonna get that fixed up. I'm gonna grab both of those compressors, bring them over here to our little tailgate workbench, and we're gonna replacing the mounts. This is the new mounts for these 580 compressors. They have like this little a spring in here. It also has these little rubbers. So as it's on, if you've had air ride suspension before and you have these mounted like directly to the frame or to the bed, you feel a little bit of vibration, not much, but this is supposed to eliminate that and make them a lot quieter. And I also like that they're going to be lifted off of the ground, because on a few of my other projects, personal projects, and one that we did from a friend of mine, when these sit on the floor for a very long time, they start getting rusty on the bottom. And these actually have little rubber mounts. The ones that we had from my buddy didn't have it, so it was actually just sitting on the floor. But I think if this is elevated slightly, that'll prevent anything from like the rain, just the weather messing it up. I mean, It's not a daily driven car, but I do want it to last as long as possible. So let me grab these guys and we'll take you back there, and we'll switch these little mounts out first, and then we're probably gonna have to heat shrink this, make a hole for it probably right here, send the wires down on both sides, and we need to run a hose from here through the bed, and we need to mount some of these somewhere in here, and get our hoses from the bags connected to our module here. So that's the plan. Let's start making it happen. Catch you guys in a bit. All right, so we got the tank set in its final position, and we're gonna start setting the manifold part of it. Got these holes drilled, and what I ended up doing was reusing the same brackets from our compressor. The little rubber pieces is what I'm gonna put right here, and then that'll cover this, go over this hump. So I took those little guys out of there, and then these will go here. And once you squish these down, that height is pretty much exactly what that height is. So it'll sit flush across there. That's my solution for that. So let's continue so we can see if we can run some hose today and connect the compressors. So let's continue. I got our little stilts on there now. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said that was easy, because it wasn't. As you can see, there's a hammer right here. What should have been really, really, really easy became extremely hard, because from the factory, these bolts have like a thread lock. For, you know, obvious reasons, the vibration, this bracket wasn't meant to come off. So first thing that happened, it stripped. And we all know what happens when something gets stripped. And I was already too far along to stop, so I had a little persuasion to take it off. When one side is up, hammer it in, pray for the best. Impact, full power, one shot, but it came off. Hope we never have to take those off, because that's gonna be a pain. But that part's done. We need to finalize where this tank is gonna sit. Like I mentioned before, this bracket sits really nice right here, but that's not the center of the truck. The center of the truck is right here, which now puts this in the air right in between. So I know it's a universal bracket, so I wasn't expecting too much, but that part kind of sucks. Probably just put a little spacer in there. We'll see what I can come up with. I don't want to chop it up, because I mean, obviously you could just cut it right here in the middle and you'd be good. But let me see what I can come up with, and we'll be back. Well, here's the end of a different day. I'm gonna have to kind of join these two together, but I don't want to get too far ahead and leave out some stuff. But me and my son were hitting it pretty hard here yesterday and a few hours today. But we got mostly everything mocked up. Had a few issues with our little bender that I had purchased. I was going to try to make these lines out of stainless steel, and unfortunately that bender and that cutter is not strong enough to do stainless. It was more meant for aluminum tubing, so I didn't want to deal with that, so we went back to the original plan of running just this. Sorry, I'm trying to get set up here. There you go. Running just these 3/8 air tubing is what we're gonna end up running, and we did, or should I say, I did mess up the thread in there. So that's a minor setback, but it is a setback. I ordered a threader, or what's the correct term for that? A tap and die. I ordered a tap and die to try to fix some of those threads. It's messed up in the beginning, but there's still a good enough amount of thread in there where hopefully I can save it, and I'm gonna end up just running a line straight in. Our first plan that we were trying to do was not put these compressors too much at an angle. We were actually going to try to go like sideways, and I was going to run, this cord was going to go straight in, so I had a 90 right here. It was going to kind of swirl forward and then kind of go in, and those fittings that we're using are stainless steel fittings, and I don't know, I guess I just didn't have it straight enough, and I was turning it, and it got tight, so I kind of just figured it was good. And then I did a 90 on the opposite side, and I seen that this 90 was way further in than this one, and I kind of took a really good look at it. Hopefully I don't fall here. I took a really good look at it, and I did see that it was, the threads were messed up on it, so I did the smart thing and just took it out and not mess with that anymore. So we're gonna do something that's a little bit more basic. Let's see if we can take this off real quick. I was trying to do, something that was a little bit more appealing, that looked nicer. So it was gonna be something like this. Let's see if I can do it. Something like this, with this tank or this compressor straight, and it looked nice, but that fitting was not in there correctly. So we're gonna try to fix that thread and come just straight in like this. If we do get that going, then that would be technically done. I did order some fittings. The hoses that I left down here below were extremely too long, but they were just randoms. They were just really, really long. So I came down here and I started putting these fittings on here. Everything's just kind of wild right now. I mean, nothing's really set, but I pretty much just cut it and then got some of these 90s, and because without this fitting, this 90 bend or this 90 turn was really, really long loop and was hanging a little bit too low for my liking. So I found some of these online. I just cut it, pushed them in, and then hard 90 to the bags. And so these are gonna be pushed up like this with a little clamp. Have each one separated One right here, one right here. I got my other two down here. And then we got one that's coming from the tank right here in the back. We're missing one more fitting. It only came in a pack of 5, and I needed a little bit more than that. What else? Our compressor wiring is right here. Guess I could have used it. I mean, I'm kind of looking at this with you guys. I had my son down here doing this stuff, and everything looks pretty good. This one's crooked, but oh no, it's loose. Okay, so some of this stuff's still kind of loose. We'll get to that soon enough. Compressor wiring. So these are the last 2 wires that are missing here. These 2 go here. And on the opposite side, we need to wire up a fuse, just like this one. It's got a fuse right there. It does come with an extra fuse, so we'll wire up a fuse in between here. This guys go here, and they'll just live up here in this corner, just like that. So we still got to do a lot of cleaning up here. This is obviously not finished, but we are definitely getting a lot closer. These exhausts do hang too low. Now that I have the bed on here, I can see. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of go with the edge of the bottom of this frame and just kind of go straight like this. And that's my plan. Hopefully I can do that. I don't know if the easiest way obviously would just be cut it straight down, but it doesn't seem like we've been doing any of the easy stuff. And this guy's still loose over here, actually. Good thing I came down here. Our drive line is on. That thing fit beautifully. Very, very nice piece. It did not struggle at all. That thing just went straight in. Amazing looking piece. Can't wait to actually drive one that's been balanced, because I think every one that I've done or that I've had the last couple of them that have been long beds have just been cut and welded and shortened, but never balanced. Wonder why. But that's it for now. I'm not sure which part this is, or if you've been following along, but catch you guys on the flip side. We'll be back, and we're gonna finish this off. And it looks like we're getting very, very, very close to connecting the power wire on our air ride suspension. And in here, it's just a matter of wiring this pink wire to a keyed ignition, and this other wire is just extra wire, but this is just wire for the controller. So I'm thinking of just running it through the seat and just having my remote just kind of hang out right there, or maybe we can put it up here somewhere, maybe. I don't know. But I think for now, we're going to run it through the seat, and it's going to be right there just like that. So, alrighty guys. Catch you guys on the flip side.